Well, hey there everyone, it's 7Demo7 and I'm going to go over these two cars here now. Now just a little bit of a background information. I originally got into airplanes when I was like 13, 14 years old, and I quickly crashed everything that I built, which was a Gentle Lady was my very first airplane, and a few after that. I didn't really have a lot of instructions, so I kind of got frustrated and I moved over to cars, and I did that all through my middle school and high school years. I raced out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it was a fantastic time. It's where I got a lot of my skills with my hands. I actually was always good with my hands, so I loved working on cars. And luckily, I've gotten into some drifting cars, and I had a big span of time where I didn't do any RC at all after high school until just like 3-4 years ago. And what actually got me back into cars was I saw some scaling videos with guys doing crawlers and rock crawlers, and I'm like, that seems like a lot of fun. It's kind of slow. I made a little course in my office, and I did that for a little while. Then I went into the hobby store and looked at a drone, and I got a drone for my office, and then that started my YouTube channel. I started just basically talking about the things that I liked, and I love cars, and I've really recently found a love for drifting because. It's nice because I'll be out at the flying field, and we have a big parking lot there, as you guys have seen, and it's nice after you're done flying, you don't want to fly anymore. It's good to just get out the drifter and kind of drift around, and drifting is a definite skill. It's not easy, and especially I'm going to talk about these two cars here. What this is the Mission D from Hobby King. It's almost ready to run. You just add your radio and your battery and charger, and it comes fully built. And this is actually the body for this car. I just haven't gotten my new body for this one yet. This is the 3 Racing Sakura all-wheel drive, and this is what's called a counter steer vehicle, and I'll go over that in just a minute. And this one comes with basically as a bag of parts. You have to put the entire thing together, and I tell you what, I did a build on this car, and I hadn't built any cars in a couple of years, obviously since I was a kid. And it was a lot tougher than I remember. I mean, the instructions are fantastic, but I forgot how much work actually goes into putting these together. So, so that was an interesting thing. So this car is a lot harder to drift than this one, and there's a couple reasons why. This is a very neutral handling frame. This is the Mission D, again from Hobby King, and this is a fantastic deal at like $75. But unfortunately, there's parts that break on it that you're ending up having to put about $150 into it. Even though I love the way it drifts, it's very neutral, which means the size of the diff spools here in the front and the back are the exact same size. So when the motor pushes the belt forward, all 4 wheels travel at the exact same speed. Now this is considered, I'm going to go ahead and take the top off here, the Sakura is considered a counter steer vehicle, which means that when the belt goes forward from the motor, that the back wheels travel a lot faster than the front, and it allows you to get sideways a lot quicker, but that also makes the back end want to swing around to the front very, very easily. So there's a technique to getting this to drift accurately, and I'm just learning that, and I'm probably about 5 to 7 packs in, and I'm finally starting to get my head around it. There's a lot you can do with wheels and tires and all that stuff. So this kit here is about $130, and I got both of these from Hobby King, as I said. But the quality of this kit, the Sakura, is hands down a lot better than this one. Of course, you're buying this one at almost ready to run at $75, and this one just a rolling chassis at $130. So you have to add your motor in, your ESC, your steering servo, and also your body. It does not come with a body, which is why I'm using the old one here. And let me just show you guys here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I'll put both of these up here. So I'm going to put a little white mark you when I make the wheels go forward here, how much more the back wheel travels than the front. So I'm going to just make this go half around here. So here we go. Okay, I've gone halfway around on the front, and this one has gone 3/4 of the way around. So this has got another quarter turn. Let's see, by the time I go all the way, oh, sorry, hang on. By the time I go all the way around with this one, this one's gone almost 1.5 times around. So that's what makes this one drift very differently, and for specific reasons. So so that's really interesting. So all I did is I took the motor from here, I took all the electronics from this frame and put it in this one. Steering servo, ESC, and motor. I have the receiver from this little radio here. Very inexpensive radio, probably about $19. The cheapest one I could buy to get kind of into it. I probably will upgrade to a more expensive radio in the future if I stay with this. Let me just show you some of the real super awesome quality parts of this thing. Number one, the wheels are just amazing. They're rock hard, very, very solid. Not compared to the ones that came with this car. That one has more of a medium compound, which is kind of rubbery, and you can kind of, you know, cut the tire if you really wanted to. So here are these A-arms, which are all adjustable, oil-filled shocks, front diff here. Awesome motor mount. It comes with all this anodized pink aluminum parts, which is fantastic. I love the way they mount the battery in here. I would love to go to a brushless system at some point, but so I will show you some video of this drifting as well. You guys have seen videos of this other one drifting, and like I said, it's different in different ways. But like I said, I'm starting to learn it, and it's kind of reprogramming my brain to learn how to drift a different style of car. Now this does come in a 2-wheel drive as well. Hobby King does carry that one as well. Now one thing I wish that Hobby King would carry is more drift style bodies, because they show this in the product selection with a really cool, I think it's a Scion 2-wheel drive car, and it's a really cool looking body, but they don't carry it as far as I know. I'm thankful for this car here because it got me my foot in the door and it taught me how to drift, give me some throttle control and everything, but I'm just going to go over the things that are broken on this car. So the diff housings back here, they came as plastic, and these broke back here. The drive shafts, the CVDs in the front, broke here. The turnbuckles broke. Spur gear was out of round, so this actually got chewed up and worn away on one side. This hub carrier, or this where the spur gear bolts into, is made of plastic, so the grub screw is no longer able to pinch down on this axle right here. What else? The original rims and tires, the rims were very, very weak, so those broke. You know, if you go sideways into something just a little bit, it broke. So, but this came with a lot of electronics, and it comes with a really killer body, and it actually comes with a tail fin as well. So for $75, just the parts alone are really pretty nice. So, and one of the techniques for the plastic cups, if you happen to get this kit, is that you can actually take heat shrink and heat shrink about 4 layers of heat shrink around these plastic cups, which prevents those plastic cups from splaying out and breaking. So that's actually a good way of not spending a lot of money right off the bat. I would suggest that when you first get this model, to make sure that you take the CVDs out and make sure that all of these grub screws that are in the CVDs, you take them out and put thread locker on them, because they are all loose when I first took them out. So anyway, like I said, this has been a great drifting car. It's very neutral handling. Like I said, the back end doesn't want to come around too hard, and you actually have to flick it to get the back end, the traction loose on it. And this is just a different style of a car. So now a couple of things about the Sakura. Like I said, fantastic kit. There's a few things that I did not like. Number one, the servo saver that came stock with this car was absolute garbage. As I was making my steering servo go back and forth, which has got nice steering here, by the way, it would never center. It was not stiff enough to get the wheels back into the center, which was a challenge initially. A few of the screws that hold the A-arms in the back here, they immediately stripped out of the plastic, so the little holes were molded a little bit too big. I know I didn't put a lot of pressure on there, and they just stripped out. But in general, the plastic that they have on here is really, really good. There is a lot of caster to the front here, and a lot of people put different C-hubs on here to change the caster. Other than that, those two minor nitpicky things, it's a fantastic kit. On the positive note, guys, you can tell that this was just a purpose-built drifting car. The CVDs are fantastic. They've got big bearings in the hubs here. and everything is easily accessible to gain access to your motor. Fantastic drifting vehicle. Like I said, I'm still learning to drive it, so I'm definitely not a pro. With that note, guys, check these out at hobbyking.com. The Sakura is carried by a lot of different companies, and it's a well-known drifting frame. And so guys, you can check that out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.